Hello, and welcome back to Totally Abstracted. I'm Michelle, your guide through the world of art and creative productivity. In today's episode, we're diving into the concept of creative sprints and how using them can bring fresh energy to your process, especially when working toward perfecting your craft. Now, if you're listening and thinking, creative sprints, that sounds fast, you're not alone. When we hear the word sprint, we picture a quick burst of energy to get to a finish line. But a creative sprint isn't just about speed. It's about focus, intention, and using cycles to structure our progress. Each sprint gives you a fresh chance to experiment, explore, and improve. If you're like most creatives, you know how easy it is to get lost in endless tweaks, always reaching for that elusive sense of done. I've been there countless times myself. But here's the secret. Embracing iteration, creating, reflecting, tweaking, and then creating again can be a total game changer. The concept actually comes from Agile, a project management approach that focuses on continuous improvement. In Agile, you have something called iterations, where you work on something, get feedback, sometimes from yourself, adjust and try again. And it doesn't have to be massive changes each time you sort of return to it. Small improvements can really add up. Now, in a creative sprint, this lets you build on what's working and release what isn't. So let's bring this into focus with an example. Imagine you're working on a new series. Maybe like me, you're working on a collection of abstract landscapes. Instead of aiming to finish each piece of art in one sitting, break it down into sprints. In the first sprint, you might lay down your base colours or shapes. In the second, you start adding layers and textures. And in the third, take a step back to see what needs refinement or maybe simplification. This approach lets you work iteratively, with each sprint letting you adapt, evolve, and experiment. Each new cycle adds to your piece of art, while you're also refining your skills and uncovering new aspects of your style. And just like in Agile, these sprints aren't about perfection. They're about progress. So let me share a personal story on the topic because I think it shows another benefit to creative sprints. One week, I decided to deliberately limit my time on each piece of artwork. My goal was to avoid overworking, something I've noticed I sometimes do, especially when I'm watching my YouTube videos back. I watch myself just adding and tweaking all the time, and I want to yell, "Stop now!" So that week, I tried something different. I gave myself short time limits, and I stuck to them. The result? Well, I was surprised by how much I liked the work that came out of these quick sessions. In fact, I'm sure if I had let myself keep going, I would have overworked them and lost that freshness. What I learned is that these short bursts of work actually gave me more time to reflect on the piece between sprints. Rather than bulldozing through, I gave myself that all-important time to look at my work with fresh eyes. I let each sprint end and I paused. And I think each short sprint really became a stepping stone to something even better. The breaks in between gave me time to reflect, to catch where I might want to go next, and to see the work more objectively. So sprints aren't just about doing things faster, they're about letting your creative instincts breathe, letting the work evolve naturally. So here's a challenge for you this week. Pick a piece, or maybe even start a new one, and try breaking it into creative sprints. Set a timer for each sprint, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and see what happens when you're forced to pause at the end of each one. Embrace the time to reflect, even if it's just a minute or two. And when you're done, write down a few notes on how each session went. Did you discover anything new? Did you surprise yourself? If this idea resonates, I've created a free resource called the Creative's Quick Start Guide to Time Mastery. It's filled with practical tools and tips to help busy creatives manage their time, balance multiple responsibilities, and focus on what matters most. It covers strategies like goal setting, task prioritization, time blocking, visual workflows, and staying flexible to avoid burnout. I've included a printable time blocking template, a task prioritization worksheet, and a guide to creating a do-it-yourself Kanban board to help track each creative sprint. You can download it for free by clicking the link in the show notes wherever you're listening to this, or head into my website, michellesleeart.com. I can't wait to hear how it helps you take your art to the next level. Thank you for joining me today on Totally Abstracted. Remember, creativity is a journey, not a destination. Embrace each sprint, savor every creation and every iteration, and keep growing. Until next time, stay inspired, stay curious, and keep creating.